There it is. Mhm. So she's just loved it.
It's been one way, when everybody's in the meeting. My own.
Thanks.
Yes.
You done?
Is that?
It's fun, it's fun. Get away. No, it's static.
Oh, yeah. Shoot there. Mhm.
What's the nearest airport? That's next to.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
That would be.
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is too.
It's in the county.
Mm.
I really wanted to do that. Maybe I'll turn my glass it through now. No, I need to. They just change his name.
We go dark, what was it doing? It was saying. Until well before me. That's not good.
Would that be interesting? It's not. What do you think about never?
Okay.
I don't know, as soon as you hit the button, it put no signal.
Again?
Do you have it?
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay.
I would have asked in general.
Okay. This is on, it's a lot about.
But I don't know, this
And
is.
Jessica. It is something else.
There you go. When you know. Well.
Yeah, I just. Well, maybe
Yeah.
someday. It keeps going. So. First.
No. But it's always been.
Oh, that's right. All righty, it is 5:32 PM and we will call this meeting of the Charles City Community School District to order. Danielle, if you do the roll call.
President Kebrick,
Here.
Vice President Fox.
Here.
Board Member Dr. Trope,
Here.
Board Member Mack, Board Member Yeager. Here.
Thank you. Could get a reading of the district mission and vision statement.
We challenge our students to achieve their full potential through engaging, responsive educational experiences that inspire innovation, critical thinking, and collaboration. Our vision is to develop learners who are competent, compassionate problem solvers.
Thank you very much. We can now take motions on the agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
That's good.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. We can now move on to good news, and I believe we're turning the floor over to the middle school restorative practices for behavior and collective attendance growth.
All right, we're gonna do restorative conversation first. And handing out some of these papers, this is Mrs. Eves, and Mrs. Eves is one of our behavior interventionists at the middle school. She helps process kids mostly with low-level behaviors, like any sort of classroom disruptions. She's there to help. She's one of our first responders to help kids get out of the classroom and then go and reset and then reflect. She helps set up detentions and help kids call home and talk to their parents and tracks all of that. She also is she's our tardy czar. So she tracks all of the in the day tardies and then holds kids accountable for getting to class on time. So she's got a really big job. This year we started the restorative practice processes that where any kid who gets suspended, which is in our book, a suspension is anything that would result in the real world with either getting fired or arrested. So if you think about like how do we translate this to the real world for kids, that's sort of language that we use. So things like getting in a fight, stealing something, maybe vandalism, higher level things, right? So we've had how many students go through restorative this year?
29.
29 students go through our restorative practices. And what they do is they do a research. Number one, they research what would happen to them in the real world if this happened to them. So if a kid gets in a fight, they might research assault or disorderly conduct or something like that about what would happen if they were, charged as an adult with something like this. Or if it's something a little more serious, like we've had kids research like sexual harassment or, things like maybe what they thought they did was funny, but when you zoom out and we help them zoom out, they realize like, okay, this is something that's a fairly serious thing and we need to pay attention to this. So
Baby's been a bit.
yeah, vaping and then they no, we're not.
Oh, I think,
Vaping.
thank you, I think you said name. I think you said someone named Fabian.
Baby.
All right. Yeah.
No name. So helping kids understand the dangers of that and sort of like some of the medical things that can happen if they continue that. And then also a lot of these behaviors are trending them towards other at-risk behaviors. So we kind of help lay that out like, hey, look, if you continue this is probably the path we might be going down. So our philosophy at the middle school is we want to help young people learn through their mistakes. Like we know they're going to make mistakes. They're middle schoolers and that's where their brain is. So this is a really good way to help them do that. Of the 29 students that we've had, and in the end, the hope is like they learn from it. It doesn't happen again. Like that's our real hope, right? So in the end, we've had 22.
One time.
First
Never
time.
come back.
First and only is 22. We've had a few.
Do it twice. Like it was like 3. I had it all on that slideshow and then 2 did it 3 times.
Yeah. So just the idea, and I think it's working, like having the kids go through these practices. So we connected to the middle school values, and then they reflect on how their actions were directly in opposition of the values. They do some writing. They do a community service project here at our school. So most of the time it's like, what are some of the things?
Washing the tables, helping the janitor. If it was against like a teacher, they go in that classroom and help the teacher with whatever they need done. And
Yeah, we've had some kids do some work outside of school, depending on, we try to help the consequence match the issue that happened. So there's some sort of restitution. There's always a restorative conversation with the victim or victims. They have to identify that too, like who did this cause a problem with? And sometimes it's multiple people who it caused a problem with. So they get that perspective building. And there's also like this chance for sort of a justice conversation with the person that it happened with too. So it's been very, very powerful for some of our toughest kids to sit across the table with somebody that they did something wrong to, and then hear their perspective about how it affected them. One of the most powerful ones that I've been through was a young person took something that didn't belong to them on purpose, and then they got to hear from the perspective of the person who had something taken from them about how their mom thought it was lost and how their mom like lost trust in them because they brought something to school and then it was lost, but it really wasn't. It was stolen. And then so there's like this really, really great, like, oh wow, like that's how this all kind of affected. So all in all, it's been a really great process. Parents have been really on board with it. Students have they don't like it, which
No.
kind of that's a indicator that it might be working too. And they seem to be less likely to be involved.
I agree.
And Christy's done a really nice job. It's been her main role. Like anytime we have a suspension, then when we have our re-entry meeting with the parents, we talk about this process and then they go right into that the next day. So they go from out of school suspension to directly into restorative. Part of that is also getting their work caught up on that they missed. So then when they do come back, they're coming back fresh and they're not like hot off the streets and they're, they have a chance to kind of react.
And at the end of the process, they have to phone home and explain to their parents like what they've learned from this process and how they're gonna do better the next time. And the parents are always great about it.
And this one calls out speakerphone, like, are you hearing? You are.
Yeah.
She's helping them with an honest reflection.
Yes, yeah.
For the 29, have you noticed like a certain time of year where it's spiked, or has that kind of been?
It's spiking right now. Yeah. But,
Transitions like,
yeah, Christmas.
right before Christmas break, right before spring break, and then right.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of, for some of our kids, there's a lot of unknowns that go with not coming to school. So that creates underlying anxiety and underlying like tensions and, some of them are trying to. Who knows? Well, we do know that we do tend to see that, just pretty normal.
We started at the beginning of the year for this, so 29 is pretty dang good for.
Is that good through 8th?
Yeah.
ACL 20,
With your eight, yeah.
and this is the first year doing it.
Yeah, we did a version of this 2 years ago and then kind of re-energized it and reinvigorated it again this year, and it's been super powerful.
Are they looking forward to high school, or they don't have to go through this?
Probably.
Nothing of back school on board.
Same thing.
Oh, my God, actually, yeah.
But
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, Jen is gonna talk about the work that she's been doing, and I'm just gonna sit down and.
A lot of trusting. Okay, I'm Jenna Johnson, I'm a middle school counselor, and I kind of created a slideshow here that just, so. Around the beginning of December, end of November, we decided that there was a discrepancy in our students that have an IEP and their attendance. So Mr. Taylor and myself, started a sticker chart. And started, basically, we worked with the special ed team, and identified students that were borderline chronically absent. And we started with, I want to say 21 kids, identified. They would come in, I have a picture at the end. They would come in, put their sticker up every day that they were there. Then at the end of the month, if they hit a percentage, which we created as 90% of days attended at school, we would do some sort of prize. We've done a pizza party, we've done like a Sunday buffet, we've done a prize wheel where they can like spin the wheel and then maybe they get like $10 to work with Mr. Nyberg or 10 grams to work with Mr. Nyberg on the 3D printer. We've done McDonald's with friends, a whole bunch of different stuff. So looking at the data, overall, in January, 84% of the students came to school. February, 87% of those identified students. March, we were at 91, and then April, we're at 90. So our overall average, we had 32 students that we've identified over the last 4, 5, 6 months. Out of those, we've had, our average is 88 attendance with those students that were identified as chronically absent. Students that were below 90% are about 47%, so not terrible. And then 9% of those students were below 80%. So since the implementation of this plan, 25% of the participants have achieved the goal of 90% and are just coming to school on their own. So they have been successfully discharged and no longer need the sticker chart. Okay, I'm ready for the next. Okay, so this is just kind of a chart that basically shows from January to where we are in April, and like kind of how we're basically increasing getting kids here to school. Okay. The next one. Okay, so just a couple of success stories I threw in here. When a student was asked why he started to come to school, his response was, "So I can get my sticker." Another student asked if she could continue with the chart next year because this has been her biggest motivator. This student has also had a perfect attendance both March and April months. So yes, awesome. And then I think my last one, that's just, that's in my office in the middle school. The stickers are hanging on the wall. They come in, mark it. I always double check because sometimes they can kind of get pretty happy with stickers. So so it's been a very successful implementation plan that we've done.
And the end goal is we noticed that our students with disabilities, they were not gaining academically as much as our students without disabilities. And we were identified in that. So the gap was getting bigger. We zoomed in and noticed that we had almost a double chronically attending, a chronic attendance absentee rate for students with IEPs as we did with students without IEPs. Big time problem. So now we did a double zoom in and we're actually super proud of number one, that our kids are coming to school, and we've seen some pretty extensive growth on our students with IEPs. I think when you come to school on a pretty regular basis, you have a better opportunity to pick up that learning. So first things first, and that's kind of what we did. Jenna, I gave Jenna the job and she took off and ran with it. So she's done a very fantastic job with that.
Good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to welcome visitors and public comment. And then first on the list, we have Jesse. All right. Good evening. My name is Jesse White. I've spent the last 24 years teaching, coaching, advising, volunteering Charles City School District. I care about this community, our students, and the future of our schools. But tonight, I want to be honest. For the first time in my career, I've actually found myself seriously looking at other districts. Even considering leaving education altogether. Not because I want to leave, it's because financial reality facing many teachers, especially those with families, is becoming unsustainable. My wife has received medical care through Mayo Clinic for the past 15 years due to multiple chronic illnesses and her heart condition. We rely on the insurance plan that allows her to continue seeing the doctors who know her medical history, medications, and long-term care needs. Changing coverage and starting over with an entirely new team of doctors is not a realistic option for our family. Just a few years ago, family insurance in this district cost under $400 per month. It rose to $950 per month, and now it's projected to exceed $1,850 per month. Meanwhile, the proposed district increase toward insurance offsets only a small fraction of that added cost. At the same time, the district is currently holding between or around 35% in unspent funds, nearly $7 million. I understand the need to plan for the future. The taxpayer money is meant to support students and the district, not simply sit untouched while employees face enormous unsustainable financial strain. I'm not asking the district to absorb every dollar of this increase forever. I'm asking the board to revisit the proposal and consider a temporary monthly stipend or additional support to help offset part of this increase, while a better long-term solution is developed for the following year and beyond. Because the effects are already being felt, teachers are requesting letters of reference. Veteran educators like myself are looking elsewhere. And when experienced teachers leave, districts lose far more than their salaries. They lose relationships, mentors, stability, and years of institutional knowledge. In many cases, any short-term financial savings are quickly offset by the long-term costs of turnover and rebuilding. It also creates a perception problem. When teachers, new and veteran, begin leaving in noticeable numbers, potential employees, community members, and people outside the district start asking why. Potential employees begin viewing Charles City as a place where staff are overburdened and undervalued. Community members begin questioning the long-term stability of the district itself. That perception matters. I want to stay here. I want to continue teaching, coaching robotics, serving as a Skills USA advisor, and investing in the students and families of this community. But that cannot happen if the district continues asking staff to carry more while millions of taxpayer dollars sit untouched. We should not be surprised when good teachers begin walking away. At some point, we as a district have to decide whether we are saving money for the future or investing in the people who are responsible for that future. Thank you.
Next on our list, we have Ann Pritchard.
I wasn't planning on speaking, so I just, this is totally different from what Jess was talking about, because I'm on a vacation. I don't want to talk about that meeting. But I had jokingly talked to some people recently about, you know, what's a resource we have in our district, and other districts don't have that. And as we look at headcount and worries for the future, we do have a large Mennonite population, and it sounds kind of like a silly thing, but I was just talking to somebody before I came, and he worked with, he's a feed salesman and or a seed salesman, and he worked with somebody from Kelowna, and they have Mennonite schools underneath their umbrella, just like Wapsie Valley does with the Amish. And so they don't have them come into the public schools, at least I know Wapsie Valley, they don't. I need to learn more about Kelowna. But they're able to provide some services for them, and yet, you know, they're separate, and so their traditions are respected, and not try to make them follow the exact curriculum we have. But I know we do have some students that take Spanish, because a lot of times if they are a missionary, they want to learn the language before they go. We have some that take music. I am assuming it is more band orchestra rather than choral. But and then as I was talking to this person before I came, they said, how about like welding? Because a lot of them will then apprentice. You know, if there were ways we could help them, and then that would be considered a dual enrollment. I don't know the details on it. I think we do have some history of that anyway. I went to Riceville where there were a lot of Amish, and they would come for driver's ed and that kind of thing. So I think if there was ever a time, this would be a great time to pursue it. And I know Dr. Burnett has, and my friends that I talked to said that you'd reached out to them, and they're like, we just really didn't know what to offer. And so I thought if that could be a committee, maybe what could we offer? Could we offer, you know, could we offer something special for them that doesn't require them necessarily to come here, but it would be mutually beneficial. So beyond that, I think they thought there were probably 9 schools or so in the area, and there's not a specific head count, but, you know, guessing 200-ish potentially, completely unofficial from me, you know, but it's something at least to think about. It'd be a very positive. I think it would be positive for us. It'd be positive for them if we worked something out. I think it would reflect well in our community, because we have a great resource in the Mennonites especially like in flower season, it's in the papers, I see it in the Rochester News, you know, it's kind of untapped for us.
Thank you. Do we have any additional public comment? Once again, any further public comment? Seeing none, we can move on to motions on the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
I'll second.
And properly moved and seconded. This item is not up for discussion. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. We are now on to committee reports.
We didn't have any.
We did not have any committees since our last meeting, so that was a pretty short report. We can move on to the administrative director and superintendent reports. Tonight,
So really just wanted to remind everybody that Perry Lane really does some nice things for kids. And so their graduation is this Saturday at 2:00. And if you haven't had a chance to go, you know, President Gabrick and I went last year. Anybody else have a chance to go? We did, thank you. It was a really nice event. And so I hope to go Saturday. That's in my plan. And then of course, Sunday at 1:30, graduation starts. And so we were hoping for board members to be there around 1:15. And so that should be another great event for our Charles City Comets, and lots of great activities going on for kids, and every day's a great day to be a Comet, so.
thank you very much. I'll move on to our new business action items. We'll start with motions for the approval purchase of a 2026 Chevy Traverse.
So included, you'll see there's an executive sum, and so this would be replacing a 2013 Dodge Caravan with 212,000 miles. Nice thing about the Chevy Traverse is they're all-wheel drive vehicles. And so then occasionally there are trainings with our new conference where we have to drive an hour on a regular basis too. So that would be helpful to have a smaller vehicle. I feel under our board policy, I always try and take the school vehicle first, but I feel weird driving a big Suburban with just taking me somewhere. So if we would phase out that Dodge Caravan, this would be a car that everybody could use to go to events on a regular basis. And certainly if there's these trainings that one or two people are going to, they use a smaller vehicle.
What happens to the other one? You trading it in?
What I think we would use our sales process on it. I don't think they wanted to trade in, but I can call for Jerry.
Seems kind of old, right?
Then we get a good government rate on it, so.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the 2026 Chevy Traverse listed from Carl Chevrolet, $39,479.78.
I'll second.
Then properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we can proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. We are now on to the TLC 1-year lease agreement.
So TLC rents space from us as part of that agreement. And so this is just a renewal of that on a 1-year basis because we want to be in active conversations with them because we do not want to own that building in perpetuity. And so we're renewing on a 1-year basis right now, and then we'll revisit that again. I believe once we get our wrestling room back up to the high school, then we really don't have the need to be in that building. And so based on the timeline, that may still be 2 years with the current phase 1 and phase 2. So at this point in time, we're looking at a 1-year renewal and hoping soon to meet with the new leadership at TLC. We've been kind of playing phone tag about getting together and talking about how we can still be good partners.
Make a motion to approve the TLC 1-year lease agreement as presented.
Second.
Then properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry as well. You're now on to item C, Imagine Learning Odyssey-ware license.
And this is the software that we use for all of our credit recovery program. And so the Flex program, and then most of the students at our alternative ed program also log in to this Odyssey Ware program to do credit recovery or to take their college classes if they're in the alternative program. And so those classes are vetted and approved by the state of Iowa. And so it's been a good program for us. And so this is just an extension of that. It's only a 1-year agreement. And so we're looking, possibly at changing to a different product, but we want to make sure that the team is comfortable with that change. And so we're going to do 1 more year with Odyssey Ware, and then the company that owns Odyssey Ware, Imagine Learning, I believe, is transitioning to a different product. So
Make a motion that we approve the 1-year license agreement with Imagine Learning for the Odyssey Ware software.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries as well. Now on to item D, 2080 agreement with Charles City and the shared communications director.
And so this is a shared communications position with the city. The city's actually incurring more of the cost because they have the ability to levy benefits. And so our total cost would be $40,000 annually for the shared position. However, we are no longer going to continue the $20,000 agreement we had with the AEA to do communications. So it is an increase, but we would get 2.5 days a week, or flexible, but 2.5 days on paper, where we would have somebody to really help us promote the district with communication in a comprehensive manner. And I think it's a nice partnership with the city. We've also added that partnership with the SRO. So I think we have some really good collaboration going on with the city right now.
So do we get representation in hiring of that person, or is it a city employee?
No, we'll partner with them on the hiring process. Yeah.
I just thought they posted it.
Yes, and then we posted back on ours too, but I could double check that, but.
You know when that position is closing and when that's supposed to start?
July 1, it'd be July 1.
When they would start.
Yeah, yes, yeah, and it can be a 10-day posting, but we want to make sure we get a good pool of applicants.
So they would start before the school year.
Right, July 1, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2080 agreement with Charles City for shared community director. Communication director.
So. I'll second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries as well. We're on item D or E, excuse me, adult lunch price increase for fiscal year 27.
And so food service reviews annual cost of items, and so the adult portion of food service where we're serving adult, whether it's staff members or an adult of any kind that wants to eat our lunch, that has to kind of break even, and so with its own, and so so the price has gone up a little bit because the cost of things have gone up significantly. So the recommendation is to approve $5.14 for next year, up from $4.16. Am I reading that correctly? $4.16, which is the typo. Okay, $5.15 is the recommendation down below. So
I'll make a motion that we approve the change in adult lunch price for the fiscal year 2027 to $5.15 for the adult lunch price.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we can proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. Item F, tuition reimbursement agreement.
We have a special education teacher in the elementary,
Alex Norton.
Alex Nordmeyer, thank you. Just try to just open it. So anyway, she is interested in going back and getting her preschool special education endorsement. And so that requires a different set. It actually requires 8 different classes, but it's rather affordable. And so the total over the time that she would take this coursework would be right around $8,000, I think $8,400 was the estimate based on the price that she got. And so we have in the past for special education degrees and for some other specialty degrees reimbursed employees for these hard to find positions. And so that's my recommendation. She did a great job of stepping up for us this year to help us out in Washington. So.
So she's been certified or is she going to be?
So she's certified in special education right now.
She's not yet done the preschool.
Right. She's gonna get this extra certification for the preschool age students.
So we pay up front before she gets.
No, we reimburse it. And then there, in the agreement, if she were to say, go somewhere else before 3 years after that, then she would then prorate us back some of that based on. But I believe she's committed to staying and helping us.
I'll make a motion to approve the tuition reimbursement agreement as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor state aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. We're now on to policy reviews.
And so these are second readings from our policy meeting about 8 weeks ago. These are the second readings, so we approved these at the last meeting. And really, a lot of the exhibits, it's just some language changes around what's allowed in Iowa now. So they changed things around sexual orientation and different things in there. So we've just made all those approved changes based on what our attorneys recommend. This is the second reading of those policies.
Make a motion that we approve the second reading of policy reviews as listed.
A second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. Do we have any board comments? I know there's a soccer game here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Trap shooters are in New Hampton. Skills USA just had a big deal. You want to comment a little bit? I didn't catch it all. I just know I've got some. It just happened to walk out, but I've got some trap shooters that are on Skills USA that will tell me a little bit. I just don't. And so I was, well done. You guys are looking for jobs or something like that too. Yeah, so we had, Skills USA went to Des Moines in March. And we competed at some different events, welding fabrication, welding sculpture, crime scene investigation, and Teamworks. Teamworks is basically construction. Our welding fabrication took second place out of 15 teams, and our crime scene investigation was 3 freshman girls, and they took third place out of I think six teams. So that was something new for us, and that was really good opportunity for them. So we got a senior on the trap team who was pretty excited, so it's cool to hear you guys talk. Yeah, it was a fun time. So
How many students are in skills right now?
we have about 28. We took just 11 kids down to state competition, so that was. We took 11 this year, and we took 11 last year. It's a good amount of kids, so yeah. We had. Last week.
Yes.
It sounded like that went pretty well too.
Yep. They got a higher rating. Here's more.
Yeah. Pretty good. Any other comments? I will take motions for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. We go now to exempt session. Item 21. Thank you all.
I go turn off.
Close the report.
Exempt.